Hey, what's going on, guys? The Horror Man back, putting a positive spin on Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Before anyone starts, I just want to remind you that Victor Salva had nothing to do with this movie. I say that because last year when Jeepers Creepers Reborn was first released, I reviewed it. In fact, it was before the release because I had a screening copy of the film. You'll notice that that review has since been taken down because I never received more hate than I did on that video. All I did was share my opinion and my son's opinion because we had watched it together. And I had people literally commenting that we should die. Nope, not an exaggeration. People literally said that to me because I liked Jeepers Creepers Reborn. Let's get that straight. I liked a movie, so I should die. I was told I was stupid, I was called names, and on and on and on. Apparently, I was wrong for liking the movie, but these people were not wrong for insulting me? It's a perfect example of the negativity Jason and I are trying to contrast with this positive spin series. So that original review ended up coming down for my channel. But now, almost a year later, I'm here to give Jeepers Creepers Reborn a positive spin. I was really looking forward to watching this again with Jason. I had gotten the Blu-ray for Christmas last year. We watched it together early this year for our 2022 horror ranking and to film these positive spin videos. I have to say, I liked it just as much, if not more, the second time. At the time of filming this video, Jeepers Creepers Reborn currently has a 2.5 out of 10 rating on IMDb. That is absurd. A 2.5? Really? I wholeheartedly believe a lot of those scores came from people who never even saw the film. I truly believe that. In part, I say that because when I did review this film last year, there were so many people commenting on it, yet the movie wasn't even out. I had a screener. So unless all of these other people who hated it so much, or who claimed to hate it so much, also had screeners, they were lying. I'd be willing to bet a lot of you who claim to hate this now are lying. Not that you hate it, or not that you think you hate it, but about the fact that you've even seen it. If you're not interested in watching it, then fine, that's one thing. But don't act like you've seen it by giving it a negative review. How can you have an accurate opinion about a movie you haven't even seen? In fairness, though, if you really have seen this, and you really hate Jeepers Creepers Reborn, I truly would like to know why. What is it about it that you believe warrants that 2.5 out of 10 rating? That's insanely low. Insanely low. But now on to what I love about Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and I have plenty of positives to get through. First of all, even the trailer for this movie was awesome. I remember seeing it and thinking, yup, this looks right up my alley. Of course, we also had plenty of people saying, this is gonna suck, just based on that trailer. I mean, sure, if you're not a horror fan. If you are a horror fan, what's not to like? While I won't give anything away about it, I love the opening scene in Jeepers Creepers Reborn. When I first watched this, I had no idea Dee Wallace had a role. I'm pretty sure most of you would agree we could call her horror royalty at this point. And so, seeing her in this was cool, and it was a nice surprise. I love that Jeepers Creepers Reborn is sort of a meta horror movie. It's set in the same universe as the previous films, but in this universe, those previous films have been made. The characters acknowledge that original trilogy. In this one, the Creeper legend has even become an unsolved mystery. Another positive for me is the fact that we get to see the Creeper emerge from his resting place. It's a really interesting scene. and really well done. I think the new actor did a great job as the Creeper. Speaking of which, I love the look of the Creeper in the film, and the reason why he looks the way he does in this one. I think some people miss the point with that, or they're just too stupid to understand it. That ties into the storyline of Jeepers Creepers Reborn, and I think it's a really good one. The title is fitting. I really like the main couple in this and their relationship, and I love that the guy is a horror nerd. It also helps that his girlfriend Lane, who is an awesome final girl by the way, is nice to look at. Jeepers Creepers Reborn follows the slasher film formula even more so than the others, and I love that, so that's a huge positive for me. This requel feels most like a slasher film, a creature feature slasher. And by the way, that is what this is, a requel. It's part remake, but mostly sequel. It does something that another hated horror movie I love does, but I won't say which. I think it's great that the first kill is someone unexpected. In many other modern-day horror movies, a character such as the first victim would have lasted a lot longer and maybe would have even lived. Jeepers Creepers Reborn throws that expectation out the window immediately. My absolute favorite thing about the movie is the setting. All of them. It starts as a road trip movie, but then the characters stop at an antique and voodoo shop. That store is awesome, and I really like seeing places like that in horror movies. Next, the characters go to a bed and breakfast, which is equally as cool. Can I just say the cosplay scene at the bed and breakfast is a definite positive? There's something creepy about the bed and breakfast bathroom as well. Then you have the scene with Lane on the toilet, and if you pause it just right, the visions she has throughout the film are positives too. From here, the characters go to my favorite setting of all in Jeepers Creepers Reborn. The Horror Hound Convention. Think of Hellfest, but on a smaller scale. It's super atmospheric and makes the movie feel like a Halloween film, even though it's not set on Halloween. There are so many cool costumes at Horror Hound, and it's fun trying to spot all of the horror icons. It's like a horror icon Easter egg hunt. The whole thing is just one big horror-themed carnival sequence. That, for me, is obviously another huge positive. I like the contest aspect at Horror Hound, or the Creeper Draw. The winners win a trip to a creeper-themed escape room in a local haunted house. I like the countdown scene with the creeper driving his truck. And the fact that they just think the Creeper is a cosplayer at Horror Hound himself. Before heading into the haunted house escape room, the characters have to walk through a haunted cemetery. Another positive. Again, there is so much atmosphere and mist. A lot of people complain about the CGI in some of these scenes, but I have seen far, far, far worse. I mean, we're willing to give Marvel films a pass, but not horror films that were shot during COVID. With the low budget they had and the interruption due to the pandemic, I think they did a great job. That's where your negativity goes from only that to being nitpicky. Like, my God, just enjoy it for what it is. An entertaining horror movie. The Creeper uses different weapons, and I love that, along with the booby traps set in the house. Keep in mind, this is the characters in an escape room, locked in a haunted house with the Creeper. Does that not sound entertaining to you? Do you not like to have fun? There are gruesome kills and good gore in Jeepers Creepers Reborn, both positives. The way the song is incorporated is another positive. The movie is extremely well paced, and with an approximate runtime of only an hour and 28 minutes, it flies by. The shrine room scene is awesome. specifically with the voodoo dolls that represent victims from the previous Jeepers Creepers films. The dripping blood ritual and the way that works was a nice touch, as well as the hidden storage room. Then there's that missing persons poster, which is a nice throwback to the beginning of the film. I like the use of the ninja stars and how they play a big role. They also circle back to an earlier scene in the movie. There are plenty of other horror movie homages throughout. I think the climax is fantastic, and the way the birds do what they do, and the ending is satisfying as well. I could continue with even more positives, but I think I've said enough at this point. Jeepers Creepers Reborn undoubtedly does not deserve a 2.5 rating. It absolutely does not deserve the hate. And truthfully, for me anyway, it might be the most rewatchable in the Jeepers Creepers franchise. I don't just like Jeepers Creepers Reborn, I love it. But you don't have to agree. This is just my positive spin. Be sure to check out Jason's as well. To which hated movie will we next give a positive spin? Check back soon to find out. Until then, though, I really would like to know why you hate Jeepers Creepers Reborn if you do. So please, comment below and let me know. Of course, be respectful. Isn't it a good thing, as horror fans, to actually like horror films? I think so. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hit that thumbs up and, be kind, subscribe.